My name is Michael Tejas, and I'm setting up an ofrenda for my family, my mother who passed away a year and a half ago, and this will be our second ofrenda that I've done. Our family hails from Toluca, Mexico, my grandfather and his family, and so we've pretty well celebrated the Dia de los Muertos for the last, well, all that I've known. And so I've also celebrate all of the family that has passed here in New Mexico, and we always keep it in mind that this is what we need to do, is celebrate the lives of the past people, the people that have passed before us, and we just continue to celebrate the lives of our families.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Norma Ann, cónsul de México aquí en Albuquerque, y este año el Consulado de México tiene el honor de participar en la exhibición comunitaria que organiza la ciudad de Albuquerque y en colaboración con el consulado que por más de 10 años ha estado participando en esta exhibición colectiva. Este año el altar de muertos del Consulado de México ha estado dedicado especialmente a las personas fallecidas por el COVID-19 y muy en especial a nuestros connacionales que desafortunadamente fallecieron este año por esa causa, así como al personal médico que este año en particular nos han mostrado que han sido unas heroínas y unos héroes durante esta pandemia. Asimismo, estamos dedicando este altar de muertos al doctor Mario Molina, científico mexicano que por su trabajo y sus estudios acerca del adelgazamiento de la capa de ozono ganó el Premio Nobel de Química en 1995. Asimismo, este altar de muertos está dedicado a nuestros mexicanos que por otras causas han fallecido este año, como es el caso del señor Medardo Gutiérrez.
My name is Sarah Mackenzie, and I'm a local artist and educator. And this year, the ofrenda that my students and I made at Jefferson Middle School, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, is in honor of Rodolfo Anaya, because Mr. Anaya helped me to inspire children for 20 years. He tolerated me calling him, texting him, emailing him questions from my students about Paz Muertos for over 20 years. And he is our padrino. He has inspired New Mexico's people for over 50 years. So we owe it to Mr. Anaya to honor him in the proper way.
Hi, this is Maria with Ballet Folclórico Fiesta Mexicana, and welcome to our ofrenda in honor of our maestro and director, founder Miguel Caro, and his sister Beatriz Zaragoza, who created and made our beautiful costumes. We also have Jose Pepe Ortega on our ofrenda. He was one of our dancers for many, many years. We miss him. A couple of items to show you to highlight Miguel Caro as a person beyond a dancer. He loved leche nido, so this is the biggest one we could find to honor him. And his Buddhist tradition, he was a very devout Buddhist, so we honor him by placing his beads on the altar. And our costumes were made by Beatriz, designed by Miguel Caro. These are from Tuxtepec, Oaxaca, and this is more of the costeña region, and so you see, of course, the embroidery, which represents that region and the indigenous people of there. And that's also why you see the pineapples on our altar. It's traditional to dance with the pineapples. Se llama flor de piña. And lastly, I think most people in Albuquerque know Miguel Caro or remember him for his Tilingo Lingo dance, which he did with the glasses on his head. He always made sure to show the public that there was water in there and that it was not jello or gelatin.
I'm Stacy Hawkinson, and this is my piece for the Day of the Dead show. And I usually like to try and pick someone that's had an influence on me over the years. And I was thinking this year about it, and I came up with Jack Kerouac. And if you don't know who Jack Kerouac, he was really the father of the Beats, starting in New York City, and came to fame when he published his book On the Road, which is just a spontaneous, what he called a spontaneous thought book. It took him 3 weeks to write. And it's all filled with just this new way of looking at life, living well even if you're poor, getting the most out of life. So that's why I picked him.
Good afternoon. My name is Orlando Vigil, and I'm here with an altar which was created by my wife, Camila Vigil. And this was inspired by just the idea of a family tree, because we have big families. Here represented are the Gabaldon, Mirabal, and our family of Vigil. We started creating altares about 10 years ago, 1 year after our son Isaiah passed away. And this is dedicated to Isaiah and then all of his ancestors. The dedication to our son Isaiah, who passed away in 2009, Isaiah Ephraim Tobias Vigil, born September 18, 1980, and he passed away April 7, 2009. Isaiah, tu luz siempre brillará y todavía dirán tu nombre. Isaiah, estás con nosotros en nuestros corazones. Estás con nuestros queridos difuntos, los antepasados, y los que te siguen a la gloria con Dios en el cielo. Este árbol es una conmemoración de nuestros antepasados y nuestros queridos que nos han dejado. Nos quedamos con memorias y recuerdos de ellos, recordando sus talentos, sus alegrías, sus cariños, sus tristezas y los tiempos que pasamos con ellos. Nadie muere hasta que se olvida. And we are always going to remember all of our loved ones who have passed away.
Silvio Ortiz Domney, and this year, this is like about my 17th altar that I've done already. And this year I'm doing a memory of John Lewis and Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Just mainly, I think the times are require that we add our voices to the political discussion. And these two people, from my childhood, growing up in the 60s, and I mean, I actually saw on TV the events that took place with the early marches with the Freedom Riders and John Lewis, and Ruth Ginsburg, not so much, but so that's basically it. I'm doing, I just wanted to add my voice to the struggle that's really, really, really important right now. And I just hope to God that President Trump is no longer going to be our president.
My name is Don Schrader, and my piece focuses on my mother and my father. My mother was my all-time closest friend in this world, and after her death in 1982, my dad became in some ways the living person closest to me. They were good to me in many ways, and they loved me profoundly. I emphasize some strengths and weaknesses and mistakes in their lives. I think it's so important that we learn from the mistakes of those we love. And anybody who can learn from my mistakes, power to them. Why repeat the mistakes of those who came before us? And I also, of course, learned much from their strengths. And my mother was passionate, smart, and full of life, young at heart. And my dad was a conscientious worker for decades. I owe so much of my life to them.
I'm Renee Chavez, and my piece is called Oshun Ibu Ekole, and she is the vulture who comes to clean up after carnage. So she is my dedication to the year 2020. There's been a lot of death in a lot of different ways that is not usual to us. So she represents all of everybody who's passed this past year.
I'm Dr. Suzanne Lopez, Albuquerque, New Mexico. My work is about the problem we're having with the COVID and people not wearing masks. So all my pieces are about wear a freaking mask. Wear a mask. All the people who are dead, over 13 million people in the country have died because of not wearing masks and social distancing. Really, we need to lose all these babies and all these children. So wear a mask and then take off the mask that who you hide behind in your life and share it with people when you're in the privacy of your life. Take the mask off, that mask, and put on masks when you go out.
Hello, my name is Ramiro Romero Garza. I'm doing altars, ofrendas for the cultural center. One is dedicated to, the middle is dedicated to the 9/11 incident. I just found out about the mother and unborn babies, and so it's pretty much dedicated to them. And I have two ofrendas for the coronavirus. One's La Mona Lisa the 2020 Corona, and the other one is my stay home, wear a mask when you go out. And this is my, took me forever to do this one, but it's one of my favorites. It has the skeleton person with a mask on, and the other ones that didn't have a mask on didn't survive, so wear a mask.
Hi, my name is Esther Juarez, and I put together this ofrenda with my sister, Christina Gonzalez, and my nephew. The theme of our ofrenda is Sin Fronteras. This is a time spiritually where a lot of us say the veil is very thin, where it's easy for our ancestors to pass back and forth to communicate with us. We also live in a place that is very centered in its border identity. And so when we were putting together the idea for this ofrenda, it was not only spiritually but physically Sin Fronteras, a reminder of this land before there was a border here, the decolonizing process that we all are currently engaging in as a result of what's happening politically, and a reminder that all of us, have a journey, whether it's in this realm or the next one.
My name is Paloma Nava. My ofrenda this year is for Ken Reese. Ken had a booming laugh and big hands. He was gruff and funny. He loved music and sambuca. He loved his son. He loved his friends. He was a fierce protector of his friends. He looked out for you if he knew you. He looked out for you if he didn't know you. And he was my friend. Ken was gunned down by APD August 11th of this year after calling them himself for help during a break-in at his home. He called them for help, and they shot him. This altar isn't just for Ken, it's for all the victims whose lives have been taken by police brutality, misconduct, prejudice, or inadequate training. These deaths were avoidable, unnecessary, tragic, and unfortunately numerous. This altar only has 11 names on it, but it is for everyone who was taken away from their loved ones and family by police who were supposed to protect and to serve. It's for those left behind to mourn them, like Ken's son. This altar is also for anyone who may not know these names, and if so, I encourage them to research the facts of these cases to understand what's going on.
My name is Richard Trujillo. I'm an artist. I've been doing ofrendas for almost a decade now, I think. And this year, my ofrenda is dedicated to Memoriam of 2020. It's been a trying time, so just wanted to represent, just to reflect on how we've survived and getting through this year.
So my name is Irma Carvalho. I live in real community. I got involved with this a couple of years ago when my sister invited me to do an altar. And I have sisters, brothers, husband, and then on the other side I have all my dogs, and the family dogs and family cats that have passed away. And it's dedicated to all those, especially the animals, that get forgotten. So